So last time when we left our program, it was when we made this method to calculate our taxes and display how much every person has to pay the tax. So if I'm making this application as the government, I want the poor people not to pay any tax. So I need to check if this money is less than certain amount. If that is the case, then we'll say you don't have to pay any tax. So for that, we are going to use a concept known as conditional statements. So what are conditional statements? Conditional statements are basically statements or statements which run a specified code if certain conditions are met, and this works on the concept of booleans. So again, if you don't remember what a bool or a boolean is, make sure to check it out. Boolean is a data type which can have two values, which is true or false. So we'll first talk about some operators which are comparison operators. So I'll just make a comment here. So to indicate that num1, so if we want to check if num1 is greater than num2, so we go like this. This is the symbol we use. Then if I want to check if num1 is less than num2, and if I want to check that num1 is to equal to num2, mind that you have to give two equal to signs when using a comparison operator. I'll explain what the difference is between a single equal to and a double equal to. And num1 is not equal to num2. So this is the format for not equal to. You give an exclamation mark and equal to sign. Uh, so once that done, and you have understood how what are conditional operators, sorry, comparison operators, which are these symbols. So for a single equal to, for if I say num1 is equal to num2, it means that the value of num2, give it to num1. That is what it means. So if num1 is 5 and num1 is 3, num2 is 5 and num1 is 3. So if I do this operation, then num1 will also become 5, which was the value of num2. But if I say num1 equal to num2, then it will check if values of these both numbers is same. So I hope that is clear. So how to use conditional statements? Conditional statements come in form of if, else if, and else. It is very easy. I'll explain you right now. So I'll say if, and I'll put a bracket, um, and I want to say that if the amount of money that person has is less than, let's say, $100, he doesn't have to pay any tax. Let's go $50 to be honest. So if I'll check the money of the person whose parameters are sent here. So if money is less than 50, so I'll go you okay, so I'm sorry, console dot write line, you don't have to pay any taxes, and I'll say return. So what will this code do? So it will say console dot write line, and it will say how many uh, bucks a person has. Then it will check if that person has money less than 50. If that is true, then it will say, I'll go this actually, name plus. So then it will say name don't have, doesn't have to pay any taxes. So it has checked that if for example Steve's money is 25, so it is obviously less than 50. So it will say Steve doesn't have to pay any taxes. And then what is this return, you'll say? this return, what it will do is, if this return line is executed, it will return the function. So it basically, it will come out of the method and it will go to the next line of the code where that function was called. So I'll explain again. For example, Steve has 25 bucks. Money is less than 50, obviously, so it will say Steve doesn't have to pay any taxes. Then it will return, and then it will say uh, John has 110 bucks. So basically, return tells like, don't execute the following code in this same method. Do one thing, tell that function that its code is complete, just run the next line of code which is there. But if I do console.writeLine and John has 110 bucks, if money is 110 is not less than 50, so this value will return a false. So this code will not run, then this code will run. So it is pretty basic. Let's see and test it out. So as you can see, it printed Steve has 25 bucks. Steve doesn't have to pay any taxes. John has 110 bucks. John has to pay 44 bucks as taxes. So we learned the conditional statement if. But now I need one more feature, that is, if you have money more than 300 rupees, you'll have to pay double taxes. So for that we have to again change our code here. So what I'll do is, I'll just go I yep I'll just go else if. So what this will do is, it will say if this is not true, then check this. So I'll say money greater than or equal to 300. So this is greater than equal to. If I want less than equal to, so it will go like this. So for this code, if money was equal to 50, then Steve would have to pay taxes. But if it is 49, he wouldn't. But in this case, if Carl has 300 rupees, he has to pay double taxes. If he has 299, he doesn't have to, because I'm using this 300 sign. So in this 50 is not included because there is no equal to sign. In this 300 is included because there is a equal to sign. So I'll say console dot, I'll just copy this and I'll paste it here, and I'll say into 2, because obviously he's more rich, so he has to pay more. And what about the people who have money in between uh, 50 and 300? You can do one thing, is you can go else if money is greater than 50, and then you can check again if money is less than 300. But instead you can just do else. So what it does is, uh, it will just, if these two conditions are not satisfied, it will just run the code which is in this, which is our normal tax code. I'll just remove this. So this is the basic structure of how to write conditional statements and how to use them. So if I run my code now, it's taking some time. So as you can see, it says Steve doesn't have to pay any bucks. John, as we saw, he has to pay 44. But Carl is double now and he has to pay a lot of taxes, which is I think 80% of his income, which is sad. But yeah, that's how my country works. So now we have learned how to use mm, conditional statements. Now some people will ask me if you want to make this if with multiple conditions. So I can just do if money is less than 0, then I can say uh, oh, I'm so sorry, there is no bracket here. So I can say console dot write line, you are broke man, here have some money. So we can do it like that as well. This concept is known as a nested if. So if, and then inside it there is also an if. So if inside an if is known are known as nested ifs. What the hell if? uh, so I'll just say you're broke man. I won't give him any money because my government doesn't have that much money which I'm making. And now we made one more check. So there is one more question is uh, so we'll make a new person as well. Right now I want to make a new person, and I'll name him name 4, and I'll give him some powerful name. What is a powerful name? A powerful name is Alex. It's not powerful, what the hell, Ruben? And I'll just I'm so sorry, and I'll name him M4, and I'll give him some huge bucks. I'll go 7,000. And I'm making him the mayor of my city. And in my government, there is a rule that mayor doesn't have to pay any tax. So even if he has this much amount, he doesn't have to pay any tax. So how do I, in calculate taxes, how do I know that Alex is a mayor and he doesn't have to pay any taxes? So one way around is we can just say that is his name Alex, then he doesn't have to pay any taxes. So as he has amount more than 7,000 rupees, if okay, so as he has amount more than 7,000 rupees, I'm so sorry, I just zoomed out. Yeah. So I'll just say and name is not equal to, and I'll pass him the name. So what this will do is it will say Alex, it will check if the money is greater than 300 and the person is not Alex. So what is this and sign? It is a operator again, which you can use to check two function two conditions if they are true or not. So this if will only run if these two conditions are satisfied, both of them. Even if one condition is not satisfied, if money is greater than 300 and the name is Alex, then this code will not run. But if both conditions are satisfied in case of Carl, then this code will run. And I need to do this here as well. So it will calculate the taxes of Alex. Now, but there has to be something like the mayor cannot have all the money. So I'll make one more. I'll make special provisions for the people who have. Okay, we'll say it like this, that Alex does not have to pay any tax, right? So we'll have to include him here. So I'll just say or name is not equal to Alex. So what this does is it will just say or. So if either of one of the conditions is satisfied, oh I'm so sorry, equal to, because we have to not make him pay any taxes. So if either of the conditions are satisfied or if both of the conditions are satisfied, this code will run. So even if Alex has 7,000 rupees or dollars, this code will run because his name is Alex and we have given an or kind of this thing condition statement. So let's test this code out and let's see how it works. So as you guys can see, Steve we had code cover here. And Alex has 7,000 bucks. He doesn't have to pay any taxes because he's the mayor. I made him the mayor. Later on, I'm hard coding this. The meaning of hard coding is I'm legit giving it the value it needs. So if the mayor changes to Sasha, so even if the mayor changes, it will still think that Alex is the mayor, and then Sasha would have to pay heavy taxes. So to make this code dynamic, we learn it in classes. When I'll start teaching classes, we'll make a class of a person, and then we'll use that class to handle most of our code. But for now, this is it. I hope you understand our code and we are able to calculate taxes and give the poor some benefits of our schemes, and give a mayor some benefits of being the mayor. So thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe, comment down below if there are any suggestions again. I'll see you in the next one.